All right. Let's, of course, switch gears and go to Kaduna State, where former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has been summoned by the police authorities to respond to allegations of conspiracy, marking a dramatic turn in ongoing investigations linked to political and administrative misconduct or conduct. Now, the summons adds a new layer of scrutiny to the ex-governor's post office activities and raises questions about the broader implications of political accountability in the country. Now, joining me to speak on this is Mallam Salihu Lukman, is a chieftain within the ADC and former All Progressives Congress National Vice Chairman. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. Let me first start by asking you the broad one. Mallam Nasir El-Rufai recently, in an interview, made some strong allegations, and of course reactions have been coming back and forth, particularly from the ruling party, which of course some consider divisive. They've said he's pained because he wanted a certain position and didn't get it, and for that is on the revenge, vendetta. What's your take, sir?
Well, first, I think while not holding brief for Mallam Nasir, I think it's public knowledge. Even when he was nominated, he didn't ask for it. And during the campaign, 2023 campaign, it was public knowledge that Aswaju made a very firm request to Mallam that he wanted him to be in the government. Of course, again, it's public knowledge that it's Aswaju himself and the government that decided they don't want him to be in the government. And I don't think that is an issue for Mallam Nasir. And I think, knowing Mallam Nasir very well, anybody who could read his trajectory in politics know that he's not doing what he's doing out of any vendetta or vengeance. He's doing out of what he's doing out of conviction, believing that the country deserves better, than what we have today. And of course, for many of us who have campaigned for this government, who were part of APC from its formative stage, I will say, sincerely speaking, it's heartbreaking that we have produced what we are seeing today, because it's almost a case of democracy being in reverse gear, racing backward towards where we are coming from, the military dictatorship, authoritarian rule, a situation where, government is so intolerant to dissenting opinion. And that is completely at variance from what democracy presents, and it's up to us, and I keep making this point all the time. The same way we stood up to the military and insist that we must have democracy, we will stand up, and we are right now standing up to this government. And I just finished watching the case in Lagos, and he has made the case very eloquently. It reflects the fact that either some of us, and I was part of the pro-democracy movement in Nigeria in the 90s, it's either some of us who were part of that process didn't know what we are doing or were not at all committed, which is what is turning out today. And I think those of us who are committed need to really, really stand up and insist that thing which we fought for must be what Nigeria has as its democracy. I think, in summary, this is what I'm going to say.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's also look at some of the things he said. He described the current administration, as evil, and even inferred that the government seems to be sponsoring, will I call it the insecurity that we are seeing, terrorists, so to speak. But, that's on one side. There was also an attack on the ADC in the state. So I'd like you to speak on all of these issues, like what we have there on the screen that we are showing right now. This, of course, has sparked a lot of reaction, and I'd like you to speak on this, sir.
Okay, speaking on this directly, it's clearly a reflection that some people were sponsors to go and attack the meeting. which is a reflection of what I said about the level of intolerance. And you can only predict it's a systematic plot to ensure, because what was the meeting all about? You know, the meeting was basically part of the preliminary stages of coming together, beginning to think through in terms of how the structures of ADC will be formed in Kaduna State. For a government that is so intolerant, which has orchestrated internal crises in major opposition parties, to now, before its very eyes, see opposition coming together under the coalition and now having negotiated to adopt the ADC as the platform for the coalition, moving ahead to organize itself, they are projecting that level of intolerance and seeking to disrupt the process of setting up the structures of the party. But look, I can tell you we are determined. You know, we are not going to be distracted. We are not going to be provoked into some exchanges that are unnecessary at these formative stages, which is why you see our leaders in Northwest paid a kind of solidarity visit to just affirm that, notwithstanding whatever is happening, leaders are united. We are going to remain focused to ensure we protect that party which we promise Nigerians. All right.
We also understand that El-Rufai and other ADC chieftains in the state have been invited over this recent attack. We'll speak on that when we return. Stay with us. We'll be right back. I still have Mallam Salihu Lukman as a chieftain within the ADC and also former All Progressives Congress National Vice Chairman. Thank you for staying with me, sir. Now, let's talk about this invitation, extended to El-Rufai and some ADC chiefs, over these attacks. I would like to know, sir, were you also invited?
No, I wasn't invited. I wasn't invited.
All right. So, looking at the context of this invitation, what exactly is it in details about? Well,
to use the language of the police, they say they are investigating, but it's a typical strategy to harass and intimidate and project, which is why our statement, the statement of the National Publicity Secretary, captured it very well. It's an attempt to criminal opposition, because the notion is that once you are invited, you are now a suspect, which means you have committed an offense. None of us or nobody who has set out to hold a meeting that is constitutionally guaranteed under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria could have been accused of committing any offense. In fact, if anything, I will stretch it to say those who commit an offense is perhaps the authorities that may have created all these scenarios of violent disruption of a peaceful meeting, and then also going to take over a venue. A simple party meeting is to take place. They took over the venue and almost present a situation that the town, there is a conflict in the town. All right. Not true.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you speak with us on the program this evening. Mallam Salihu Lukman, a chieftain within the ADC and also former All Progressives Congress National Vice Chairman. Once again, thank you for your time, sir.